Dear students, in this session we are going to start the new lesson, unit number 3, fluids. First one, introduction. We can see some of the example that are happening in our day-to-day life. For example, a small iron nail sinks in water, whereas a huge ship of heavy mass floats on seawater. How it is possible? What is the reason for that? As well as the other example, astronauts have to wear a special suit while traveling in space. These cases and all having the special causes, that is common reason called pressure. That means the small iron nail sinks in water, but huge ship of heavy mass float on the water, as well as that astronauts have to wear the special suit which bear the pressure in space. All these have a common reason called pressure. Right. Next, what is the effect of pressure on solid? What is the effect of pressure on liquid, on gas, that we will discuss in this unit. First one, effect of pressure on solid. If the pressure increases in a solid based on its inherent property, it experiences tension and ultimately deforms or breaks. Able to follow me? That means if the pressure or force apply on any solid substance, since all solid substance have the inherent property. What mean inherent property? That means inseparable characteristics. That is inherent. Inherent means inseparable. பிரிக்கவே முடியாதுன்னு அர்த்தம். So all solid have such an inherent property as what? Too strong, more strength than one. Such a way we can explain the property of solid. That means while apply the force on the solid, it experiences more tension due to the pressure or force on that has applied. Then ultimately the solid substance only way to get break off. It will get deformed. There is changing in their shape. Next one, effect of pressure on liquid. What type of effect will produce by the pressure, the force, while apply on the liquids? In the cases of fluids, it causes them to flow rather than to deform. In the case of fluids, it causes them to flow rather than to deform. Able to follow? Here, as like on solid, we can apply the pressure or force on fluids. What are they called fluids? It's nothing that the movable liquid and gases together called as fluids. So, on such a movable substance as like liquid and gas, while applying the pressure on that, it causes them to get flow rather than to get deform or get break. Since because those liquids, gases are loosely packed one, so easily they will get what? Deform. Easily they are not get deformed, easily they will get flow. Next, property of liquids and gases. Although liquid and gases share some common characteristics, they have many distinctive characteristics on their own. That means liquid and gases even having some of the property as their common one, the liquid and gases have some of the property as a distinctive characteristic one. The unique character withheld by the gases as well as the liquid. At the same time, it is easy to compress a gas, whereas liquids are incompressible. This is one of the unique character of liquid and gas. What it is? Gas can easily compress by apply the pressure on that, but liquid cannot get compressed such a way. So liquids are incompressible one. Learning of all these facts help us to understand pressure better. In this lesson, we will study about pressure in fluids, density of fluids, and their application in practical life. Right. First, we will discuss about that thrust and pressure. What is that? Pushing a pin into a board by its head is the difficult one. That means this is the head of the pin, no? This is head of the pin, this one. This is head of the pin. By using the head of the pin, if we try to pin on board, too difficult one. But at the same time, by using that pointed end, this one, this is pointed end one, sharp end. By using that pointed end, easily we can pin on board. What is the reason for that? That we will discuss later. So, by using their head, pin on board is difficult. At the same time, by using that pointed end or sharp end, that we can easily pin on the board like that one. So here the pin pointed on the board by using that sharp pointed end. Have you ever wondered why camel can run in a desert easily? Why a truck or a motor bus has wider tire? Why cutting tools have sharp edge? In order to answer these questions and understand the phenomena involved, we need to learn about two interrelated physical concepts. The above activity, the above example we have seen, no? Some of the things possible, some of the things not possible. Then the shape itself, some of the object have to be shaped like that, wide. So for that and all, we are supposed to know the concepts, the interrelated physical concept. That means the two concepts, they are get interlinked with each other. That is thrust and pressure. Thrust and pressure. The effect of thrust depends on the area on which it acts. That means what? How much area of surface over on that the thrust get act on that. The effect of thrust depend on the area on which it has applied. Listen, activity 1. Stand on loose sand. Your feet go deep into the sand. Now you can lie down on the sand. What happens? You will find that your body will not go that deep into the sand. Why? Able to follow the activity? When we simply stand on our, by using stand on our leg on the sand, our leg will get deep into the sand to some extent. But when we lie down on the sand, not such a deep depth into the sand. What is the reason for that? The area on which the thrust, the pressure act. That means what? By standing by our leg, we know the surface or breadth of our leg, bottom of the leg. But when we lie down on the sand, the whole body simply lie on the sand. Our body have more surface than that of food. So, in this case, in the above activity, the force exerted on the sand is due to the weight of your body. In both the case, when we stand as well as lie down, our body weight not going to get changed, no. By standing position, நிற்கும்போது அதிகமான வெயிட்டும் படுக்கும்போது லெஸ்ஸர் வெயிட்டாகவும் மாறிடுமா நம்ம பாடி? இல்லை. ஸோ such a way, the force exerted on the sand is due to the weight of our body, which is constant, which is the same. This force acting perpendicular to the surface is called thrust. Listen carefully. The force acting perpendicular to the surface. Perpendicular means what? The force acting equal to what? Right angle degree. That means what? This is surface. Perpendicular means exactly opposite direction. That means. So this is 90 degree. So such a 90 degree angle, the pressure act on the surface. Act on the surface. That is referred to perpendicular to the surface is called what? Thrust. Listen, case 1. When you stand on loose sand, the force is acting on the area equal to the area of your feet. That means what? Your whole body weight apply the force through your foot. That is very small area. But in case 2, when you lie down, the same force acts on area of your whole body, large surface area. It is larger than that of area of your feet. So that's why when we stand on sand by our leg go deep somewhat. But in the case of lying down on the sand, not happening such a way. So from this activity, we understand the effect of thrust depend on the area of which it acts. Therefore, the effect of thrust depends on the area on which it acts. The effect of thrust on sand, the effect of thrust on sand is larger while standing than while lying. That means the same amount of force apply on smaller area feel so heavier one. But the same amount of force which apply or operating on large surface area, that will become as lesser value or lesser effect, like that. Next one, pressure. How we can define pressure? The force per unit area acting on an object concerned is called pressure. Able to follow me? The force per unit area acting on an object concerned is called pressure. That means what? The unit area. For example, 1 cubic centimeter area. That much. 1 cubic centimeter area. So about that 1 cubic centimeter area, the force acting on that particular area covered is referred to what? Pressure. That only here given. The force acting per unit area. Thus we can say thrust on an unit area is pressure. So from that we can say that what? The thrust on an unit area is the pressure. So it's nothing that pressure equal to thrust divided by area of contact. That means what? On how much surface area the thrust is going to get act or apply. For the same given force, it is the for the same given force, if the area is large, pressure is low. So it is inversely proportional. The effect of pressure and the area of contact, they are inversely proportional. If there is area of contact become larger, the force will get lower. That means what? The same amount of force we can apply on two different. Listen, here this is smaller area, that is 1 cubic centimeter by all side, 1 cubic centimeter. Now we can apply the same amount of force to such a large surface area also. So this is what? Approximately 4 or 5 times greater, no, than that of 1 cubic centimeter area. So the same force what has applied on this unit area, the same force we can apply on this large surface also. Now that the pressure value becomes low. That we can say pressure, effect of pressure and the surface area being in inversely proportional. That means we can say pressure, that is what? Effect of pressure, effect of pressure inversely proportional to area of contact, that is 1 by, that's all, area of contact. So here the diagram help us to understand that one. Listen here, the same amount of force apply on the wider surface area. See here, the wider surface area. The same force with the same weight of the container kept on the smaller surface area. This one, see here, smaller surface area. So the same force apply on smaller surface area, the pressure will become as what? More high pressure. The same container with the same mass, when kept on the wider surface area, the pressure will become as what? Low value. So from this we can easily understand that effect of pressure is inversely proportional to area of contact. Thank you.